Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of VUCA's special series that is titled 9 Women in 9 Minutes. My name is Orasia Nyawade, and I will be your host. Today, our guest is Ms. Lesego Maboa, who is a chartered accountant. In a few, I'll give her some time to just introduce herself and chat to us about single momhood and high performance in the corporate space. Lesego, welcome.
Thank you, Rachel. Very nice to meet you, and thank you for this opportunity.
It's an absolute pleasure. Can you please take a few minutes to just introduce yourself? Who are you? What do you do? And most importantly, who do you do it for?
Okay, so my name is Lesego Maboa. I am a qualified chartered accountant, currently working in the banking space, looking after an institutional stockbroker. And first and foremost, actually, before even all of that, I am a mom. Single mom to a very energetic and sometimes overwhelmingly loud little boy.
No,
Yeah,
that's
so that's
That's honest. Thank you so much for coming on here and just being brave enough to share your story and your experiences. And as we said, that is the whole point of these series, where we just wanted to touch on the not so common topics that people don't want to, really express in public, but want to speak about in the corners. So, to kick us off, there is this quote that goes, just because I'm a single mom, it doesn't mean that I cannot be a success. What are your thoughts on this statement? And how does societal judgment or stigma against single mothers impact their well being?
yeah, no, that statement spoke to me. It resonated with me deeply
Mhm.
because, as you mentioned before, I am a high performing person as an individual. So becoming a mom kind of threw a little spanner in the works there for me because now all of a sudden, the focus is not on just success, achieve in the work or professional context, but you've got this other job,
Mhm.
and you somehow need to maintain the success that you're achieving and keep that momentum going, but at the same time, dedicate the required time to, your child.
Yeah.
So I think of all the challenges I've experienced in my life, that was probably one of the toughest ones. And I mean, in terms of support, a lot of people, especially people who don't have kids, don't understand, so you get a lot of judgment, like you're abandoning your kids or neglecting them,
Yeah.
the job. But I think what we need to do is just be kinder to each other. Everyone's going through their own battle. People have different goals and ambitions in life. And it definitely cannot be that if you're a parent, suddenly your career needs to take a backseat. I feel like you can do both and you can do both well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've stopped kind of taking people's opinions personally. And I normally tell people, I mean, as long as your kids love you, your kids are happy, they fed, they do get attention. And for me, all the validation I need is for my son to tell me he loves me every day and that he would not want any other person as his mother. And then I know I've done what I need to do.
That is powerful because at the end of the day, it is the person who you are parenting who I believe can be the true judge of whether you're doing it well or not. And so
100%.
I love that you've said it's about what my son has said. And the second thing that you have said that stood out is around kindness and how society just needs to be kinder to people, regardless of their status in life or or the community, and just actually switch to say, how can I be of help as opposed to being quick to judge.
100%. And I mean, the world, I feel like the world needs all of us, The world needs those people that are happy being stay-at-home parents. The world needs people that are out there fighting the good fight. And I think we just need to be accepting of each other and in the context that each of us operate. And yeah, the world would be a better place for it.
Absolutely. And there's room for all of us.
$100.
We can't all do the same thing in the same way.
Exactly.
That's what makes it
Who's going to take over the world?
And that is how we're taking over the world, with everyone doing
Exactly.
their role in their specific spaces.
No, we are definitely breaking the mold.
Yeah.
We can do more.
And that leads me to my next question, which you have kind of touched on, but let's just go into it. So, work-life balance, and I've heard some people call it work-life harmony, right?
Yes.
Does it exist for single moms?
Yo, this is another one that touches me deeply. I think initially, in the initial stages of becoming a parent, I struggled a lot with that because I
Mhm.
was the workaholic, work all the time kind of thing. And I kind of had to, at some point, find some sort of balance, because you can't really be doing one all the time because something else is taking a back seat.
Yeah.
So what I found helped is being transparent about how you're being impacted by the situation and rallying that support around you to enable you to do both.
Yeah.
So since I've been transparent to my senior management at work, to my family and my social network, it's kind of fallen into place. So it's natural now for me to log off at 5 o'clock because I need to spend time with my son, or disappear in the middle of the day because I need to go help him with his Zoom class.
Yeah.
And I felt such acceptance and support in that regard that it's not an issue for me anymore, and it's something that I used to panic quite a bit about and be like, I've got all these things to do. But literally, once you let go of that, you chill, be transparent about it, you'll be surprised at how understanding people really are, including in the workplace.
Yeah. And when you talk about support, are you able to give us two types of support that one would need, one from their professional and the other maybe from their social circles, and in order to achieve some sort of harmony between the two worlds?
I think it's important, firstly, to be transparent about your situation, right? You can't sort of automatically expect success if your senior management or the person that you report to does not know your context.
Hmm.
And I'm grateful for is that once, people understand that you are a parent, they understand your construct, especially like, I'm a single mom, so I don't have another parent to hand over responsibilities to.
Yeah.
That makes it so much easier. People understand, and then they understand why you need to be away a lot more. Why you can't attend certain meetings at certain times. And they actually understand, right? And they accept it. So I don't feel the stress when I'm not at my computer. And it's because I've kind of explained the situation. Then in a social, I mean, in a social setting, the support that you'd need is from family and friends, because sometimes you need a break
Yeah.
and you do need someone to watch the kids for like an hour or two, or even take them overnight. So I found, fortunately, I have a lot of support in that regard, where I can have a friend come over who may have a kid as well, who's friends with my son, and that just distracts my son and enables me to have time to myself.
Hmm.
So definitely, however you lay it out, as long as it works for you and the people around you are there and they understand and are willing and able to jump in and help when needed.
Yeah. So if you're
Yeah.
listening, young nieces and nephews, reach out to your community people, offer a night of babysitting. It means a lot to them.
No, 100%. Play dates are lifesaver.
We are lifesavers. So last questions before we call it a session. What advice or wisdom would you give to your 19-year-old self?
I think the one thing I always tell people when I'm asked this question is that I would tell her that it's okay and it's going to be okay.
Mhm.
I think at 19, you so worried about, what's your plan for life? Who are you? What are you going to do? Are you going to be successful? Are you going to make it? Are you going to be okay? What is it that you even want to do? But I think enjoy life, hey? Live in the moment and everything will be okay.
Wow. Thank you. I wish your 19-year-old self is probably so proud of you right now when she's looking and hearing this advice that you have said about mindfulness and just trusting the process and trusting the journey. That is
Okay.
Lesego Maboa, a chartered accountant, a single mom, a high performer, and just a kind woman all round, here to share gems through her personal life. Thank you so much. Any last words before we call it?
I'd just like to say to single moms, you know, you don't have to stop your plans because you're a mom. You can do it. Just rally your team and go for it.
Thank you.
Your kids love you, and that's all that matters. You're enough for them.
You heard it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Catch you on episode 4. That's it. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye.